Welcome to Quits Gaming. My name is Silvermord, and you may notice that we're doing something a little bit different here. I have an amazing background behind me that's full motion video. For the most part, we're going to be doing an unboxing. Again, trying something new. I haven't been doing that many videos because I got incredibly sick. I'm on antibiotics now, and you can kind of hear it in my throat that I still have some stuff going on, so I haven't really been able to talk that much. But I'm still working on Earthbound. There's one video that I recorded before the cold hit me that I'm going to be publishing, and I'm also going to be continuing with it, as well as we're still doing live streams more frequently now. I believe we're doing 3 to 4 a week now, but only Sundays and Wednesdays are ones that we talk during. So that being said, we are doing a cute little unboxing of a Fitbit Charge 2. When I went to the doctor's the other day, I stepped on the scale because you know how they take your measurements and your weight and everything. And let's just say that there was a moment where the phrase, "What have I done with my life?" flashed in front of my eyes. I've put on a little bit of weight. So I'm going to be working on getting rid of that, but one of the things that I used to use when I was physically active was a Fitbit Flex that I used for about 2 years. And so I ended up buying, as a little splurge to me, they had it on sale, a Fitbit Charge 2, which came from Amazon today. And we are going to be unboxing it because I tend to buy a lot of things, and I don't think people ever really realize how much I do buy. I'm not really a shopaholic as much as how do I explain it? I like buying things. Not necessarily like just to have them, but because they're useful things. Like, I've been trying to convince myself not to get a new DSLR camera because I don't need one, even though the channel would benefit from it. So it's kind of cool how it just slipped. Look at that. Just all these packagings just fit together. But yeah, so you can see it has various different things. I went with the Charge 2 because of the fact that I'm large. Because of the fact that I wanted the heart rate monitor, as well as a couple of the other things. I like having a actual clock or watch, because I wear a watch already on my wrist, and I kind of like the fact that I won't have to wear a watch with this, because that was one thing I didn't like about my Fitbit Flex, is that it didn't have, oh, isn't that cool, look at that, it just opens right up. It's magnetic. And it's taped. It kind of defeats the purpose of it being magnetic if it's taped, doesn't it? But that's one thing I didn't really care about my Fitbit Flex, is that it's so fancy. Look at it. Okay, so is that I had to wear a watch anyway, so then I just had a watch here, and then I had my Fitbit, and it was kind of just a pain in the ass. Everything comes in like a nice little focus. There we go. Everything comes in like this nice little package that opens up, has all the little safety and instructions going on. And these lights are not being very kind, I've noticed, to any of this. But I do like that. It's just a little tiny envelope to keep there we go. To keep them in. As well as the charger. It really likes I love how angry I look like I'm getting. because of how everything is not opening for me. But, so this is the charger. It's kind of, it grips the back where the heart rate monitor is, and USB connector, so, you know, pretty straightforward. This is, it's a decent length, considering that you probably have it hooked up to a computer. And this is our Fitbit. So the things, compared to my Flex, there are a lot of things I didn't necessarily care about my Flex for. I didn't like that it had like, see, this actually has a watch band with, you know, a buckle. The Fitbit Flex did not. The Fitbit Flex had like this strange, oh, there's a notch in there, had this strange sort of prong that you fed through one of these and it like stuck together. It worked. I mean, I never once lost it, but it also didn't really feel very secure, and putting it on and taking it off became a hassle because like you'd have to like push against your wrist to snap it, and then I just dug this toggle into my wrist. So I love the new stuff. So here's our beautiful shiny pure black. I could have, for an extra $50, got the gunmetal gray one that had like gunmetal black and gray on this, but $50 just to have chrome replaced with black seemed kind of pointless. On the back, you can see there's a heart rate monitor as well as where you charge it. I am assuming, judging by how there is a hole right here and there is a notch right there, that it goes like this. Very nice. I didn't even plug it in, and it acknowledged it. So, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So, it is very, it would really help if my webcam wanted to focus. It is very sharp and crisp, but you can't really tell. Come on. Nope. Nope. Maybe I do need a better webcam. It is actually very sharp and crisp based on the fact that it's a tiny little LCD screen. And already, I mean, I have bad eyesight as it is, and I could easily see that from anywhere that my arm can extend. It's a little bulky. Let's be honest. I'm not going to set it up on here because I don't want to bore you guys to death. But let's just try actually getting it on and see exactly how well it fits. I got a large because even though I have smaller wrists, I was kind of on the cusp between a large and a small. So like I am almost on the smallest setting. But I mean, I'd rather have it be too large than too small. There's a bunch of replacement bands, and this genuinely does hold really well. It's kind of hard to show you guys without, there we go. It is pretty thick. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty large, and if I wanted it like strictly digging deep against my wrist, it would have to be, yeah, that's like incredibly tight. But I don't know how tight it has to be in order to get a, very nice, in order to get a pulse, because it does have those sensors. I wear them like this because I have a tendency to scratch my watch bands and my watch band faces, or my watch faces. However, I did get something, if I can grab it, I did get something that came in the same Amazon shipment. And all it is a little skin protector, I guess you could call it. And it was like $8 for a set of, I think, 6 of them or something. But literally, all it is it's these stickers that go over, oh, they're there. It's these stickers that go over the screen to make sure it doesn't get scratched. So these will get scratched instead of this. And considering that I spent about $130 on this, I'd consider $8 a pretty good investment to make sure it doesn't get scratched up. I'm going to set it, and I will be back in a while. We have a stream actually that we have to do, but after that I will be back. I was able to set it up very quickly. I just used the app, which is the Fitbit app, turned on Bluetooth, and it basically just synced up, took about 10 minutes to update, and that was about it. So you'll notice that the green lights, the camera doesn't really want to pick that up. The green lights are actually working now, so that I'm actually going to put this on backwards for me, so that you guys can see it, because I will probably have it on the inside of my wrist. Okay, so kind of bulky, I guess you could say. I mean, it is what it is. It has a heart rate monitor on it, so of course it's going to be a little bit more bulky. You can actually tap it. I have it on upside down for me, so it's on for you. But you can also lower it, and then if you raise it, okay, well, it's supposed to actually turn on. There we go. So you can kind of look, and it has little things. It tells me my heart rate, various different stuff. Stopwatch. You can actually do guided breathing, which is kind of nice. And for the most part, like, you can tap it, and it's like, oh, this is my heart rate. And I can't really tell if my heart rate is accurate according to this. I haven't tested it. I've heard that the heart rate might not necessarily be very accurate. I'm not really that upset either way. So if it is accurate, that's great. If it isn't accurate, then whatever. It's fine. You can also sync this up so that with Bluetooth, it will notify you when you have calendar events, text messages, phone calls, things like that, which is actually pretty useful. I mean, I know a lot of people love that about the Apple Watch, and I don't want an Apple Watch because it's a little big. But I mean, when it comes down to it, you can track things like how many stairs you've climbed, which I have stairs here in my house, so I'm sure that's accurate because it already says I've climbed one set. My heart rate says how far I've walked, how many calories I've burned today, how active I've been, like how many minutes I've been active, just various things, steps. So, I mean, overall, it's pretty cool. It can store up to 7 days worth of data before it has to be downloaded, but it downloads via Bluetooth, so that's not really anything that you can't do if you have a smartphone with you. And the charge can last up to 5 days. So one thing I will say, though, is that if you're charging it, make sure it is like firmly, snugly on there, because I ended up unpacking it. It has a low battery because it just came unboxed. And so I put it on the charger for the 2 hours that we did the stream, came back up, and it isn't charged because it actually was not fully in contact. So something to keep in mind. But I mean, it has a grip, so once you get it in place, it'll let you know. Overall, I like it. I mean, It seems like it would be pretty cool. It does sleep tracking. It does a bunch of tracking, actually. I am not good with these, like, LCD screen protectors, so putting it on myself, it's got, like, little tiny bubbles in it and stuff. It doesn't look great, but it'll protect it. And I'm sure if you're, like, a perfectionist, like some of us out there, then you can probably get it on there without any, air bubbles or anything like that. But for me, this is fine. I'm happy with this. This cost me, let's see, on Amazon, it is on sale for about $129.99. The last one I had, which was the Flex, lasted me 2 years before it no longer held a charge. So if I can get 2 years out of this, this is worth it. Considering that I'm going to be doing exercises and watching what I eat. This is a helpful tool to track your sleep cycle, how well you're sleeping, how active you are, how many steps you take, your heart rate, everything like that. So, I mean, it's a tool to help you stay in shape, but it's not the end all be all. But either way, so that was my unboxing. Actually, I'm kind of thinking about doing more unboxings in the future when I get things that I think you guys would find interesting. And, yeah, if you guys would like to see more of this, you let me know. Also curious if you guys, would like to see anything else as far as like behind the scenes stuff, ASMR videos, anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments below. So thank you for joining me.